Welcome back to the Thrive Over 40 podcast. I'm so glad you're here. If you've ever reached the end of the day feeling like you swallowed a balloon, if your jeans fit in the morning but feel painfully tight by dinner, or you found yourself wondering, why am I bloated all the time? Then today's episode is for you. And I want you to know something right away. Bloating is common, but it isn't normal. A few months ago, I was working with a client who walked into my office looking completely defeated. She laughed as she sat down and said, "Amanda, I don't even recognize my own stomach anymore. I wake up looking one way, and by supper, I look 6 months pregnant." She had already tried cutting dairy, then gluten. She drank the greens powders, bought the probiotics, started taking digestive enzymes she found online, and nothing really changed. And what struck me was how frustrated she felt. She told me, "I don't even enjoy eating anymore because I'm just waiting to feel miserable afterward." And I hear some version of this story almost every single week, especially from women in their 40s and 50s. And if that's you, I want to offer you something that modern wellness often misses. Instead of asking, what food is causing this? Ayurveda asks, why isn't your body processing food the way it used to? That question changes everything. So, why does bloating become so common after 40? As moms, especially in midlife, we're carrying a lot: stress, hormonal changes, poor sleep, eating on the run, skipping meals like I did today for lunch, living on coffee until lunchtime with my big mug, eating dinner while answering emails or helping with homework. Our digestion isn't just about what we eat, it's affected by how we eat, when we eat, and even the state of our nervous system when we sit down. Ayurveda has understood this for thousands of years. One of the most important concepts in Ayurveda is something called Agni, and Agni simply means your digestive fire. Think about building a campfire. If the fire is strong, everything burns beautifully. If it's weak and you keep throwing logs on and they just sit there and smoke. And food is the same way. When digestion is strong, your body transforms food into energy. When digestion is sluggish, food lingers, it ferments, gas builds, you feel heavy, uncomfortable, bloated. And as we get older, our digestive fire naturally tends to weaken if we don't support it. And that's why the foods you tolerated at 25 suddenly seem to bother you at 45. It's not necessarily that the food changed, although that is possible. Your digestion has changed. Ayurveda also talks about something called ama. Ama is often described as undigested material or metabolic waste that accumulates when digestion isn't working efficiently. So imagine you're washing your dishes. If you rinse them well, everything comes clean. But if you only rinse halfway, little bits start sticking, and eventually things build up. That's similar to what Ayurveda believes happens inside the body. When digestion is weak, food isn't completely transformed, and over time, this can contribute to bloating, sluggishness, brain fog, fatigue, and that heavy feeling that so many women describe. It's one of the reasons Ayurveda focuses on improving digestion first rather than chasing symptoms. So there's actually 5 things that you can gently do starting today. The beautiful thing about Ayurveda is that the answers are often incredibly simple. So first, slow down when you eat. I know this sounds too simple, but your nervous system has to feel safe before your digestive system can fully do its job. Even taking 3 slow breaths before eating can make a huge difference. Second, eat warm foods often. Cold smoothies, ice water, raw salads at every meal. These can be harder to digest, especially if your digestion is already struggling. So instead, eat warm soups, cooked vegetables, stews, and herbal teas, one of my favorites. One of the best brands, well, 2 of them, is Rishi. RISHI, and also traditional medicinals. Rishi brand you'll have to buy on their website. Traditional medicinals is often at your local grocery store. These tend to be much gentler. Third, avoid grazing, aka snacking, all day. Every time we eat, digestion starts working. And constant snacking never allows the digestive system to finish one job before starting another. Creating a little space between meals can be incredibly supportive. Fourth, notice when you're eating. Are you eating while driving? Standing at the counter? Scrolling on your phone? Watching television? Or are you actually present with your meal? Digestion starts with your senses. Seeing your food, smelling it, and chewing it well. These simple habits matter more than most people realize. And fifth, pay attention to patterns instead of blaming specific foods. Many women become convinced they're suddenly allergic to everything. Sometimes that's true, but often it's the digestive system asking for support. So instead of asking, what food should I or could I eliminate, try asking, how can I strengthen my digestion? That's a much more empowering question. So if you've been living with bloating every day, please don't accept it as your quote unquote new normal. Your body isn't trying to make your life miserable. It's trying to get your attention. And symptoms, as I've said in pretty much every single podcast episode until this point, symptoms are communication. They're invitations. And when we start listening instead of ignoring, healing becomes much more possible. And I know it can feel overwhelming. There are thousands of gut health videos online, hundreds of supplements, conflicting advice everywhere. And that's exactly why I created something simple. It's not complicated, no protocols really to follow. Just gentle Ayurvedic habits that help support digestion naturally. So if today's episode resonated with you, I'd love to invite you to download the free Gentle Gut Reset Guide. Inside, I'll walk you through a simple daily practices inspired by Ayurveda that help support healthy digestion, reduce that heavy bloated feeling, and reconnect you with what your body has been trying to tell you all along. You can grab your free copy on my website, sattvamw.com. I'll have the link to that in the show notes. And if you know another busy mom who's constantly saying, I feel bloated all the time, would you share this episode with her, please? Sometimes one small shift can become the beginning of feeling like yourself again. So thank you so much for spending this time with me today. Until next week, remember, your body is quietly communicating and it's asking you to listen. Until next time, take gentle, meaningful care of yourself. Before you go, I want to remind you that lasting wellness in midlife doesn't come from doing everything perfectly. It comes from small, supportive shifts that help you feel more like yourself again. If you're ready to stop spinning your wheels and start creating sustainable wellness habits that support your energy, hormones, nervous system, and overall well-being, I'd love to invite you into my Reclaim Your Radiance Foundation's journey. Inside, we focus on simple, realistic practices for busy women over 40 through weekly guidance, supportive habits, and one-on-one mentoring designed to help you feel more grounded, nourished, and radiant from the inside out. You can find all the details in the show notes. And if this episode spoke to you, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with another woman who needs this reminder too. Until next time, keep choosing yourself in the small moments because those small shifts truly add up.